No, purple rank.
Hold on, Larry.
Purple rank. Purple rank.
Purple rank.
Dang, they called
You
me
and
up
your
for
busted character play like purple ranks. Get off of me, boss schemer. Better player, better content creator, better character, better man, motherfucker. Val schemer. We don't want to see you. Oh, I ain't broke tonight. As a matter of fact, hold on, motherfucker. Send me my shit. Ready.
Alright then, so let's get to the analysis itself, but before I do, I have a couple of words. Even though that the intro that I just showcased does show, you know, DeeAllTheWayGee popping off against Moonsault Slayer, it's just for fun that I did it. I found it funny, the reactions in the case of King J. And in the case of Joe Budden, he was emotionless. He wasn't even showing any emotion, no movement whatsoever, and I found that funny. So I just wanted to show that. As well as to showcase that, yeah, DeeAllTheWayGee did win the second first to 10 against Moonsault Slayer. And Moon was very quiet. He just seemed very, you know, sad about the situation. And again, Moonsault, regardless of what just happened, you just have to, you know, take it to the chin and just, you know, get better, improve yourself in the game, and that's it. I don't like that DeeAllTheWayGee did what he did, but the same thing is that you also popped off when you won your first to 10 against him, and basically gave your own 2 cents against him, and that's the reason why he popped off against you. So that's your comeuppance, basically. But besides that, I will say this. Between both players, DeeAllTheWayGee did improve greatly. Now, it's not like he watched the analysis before, but he did improve greatly from his last first to 10 set against Moonsault Slayer. But Moon, in your case, you didn't really improve at all. You made some adaptations in this first to 10 second set, I guess you can say, but you were still going through your bad habits, because there were a lot of bad habits in your gameplay. Dee's only issue in this analysis is that he at least was doing a lot of the mix-ups and actually performing better, actually providing more variety in his gameplay with Eddie, but he was still not punishing you on the bigger moves. And for example, especially on other moves that I will be mentioning here. So without further ado, let's get to the analysis so we can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so very similarly to the very first time that they did the first set in the first of 10 that they had done, he does full crush on forward 4, does wall standing 2 again, but in this case does not follow up into the 1, instead it goes into down 1. This is a good mix. But then D immediately goes into a cross jab, so this often can't be stopped. But if he were to decide to go for a wall standing 1 into 2, this will stop it completely. As you can see, you can do wall standing 1-2, that would be the crouch jab. The reason why is that you're +3 when you're dealing back turn down 1. Again, you need to break that habit of just constantly going into Kensho 3 into your setup to perform Kensho into back 2-1. You're going to fail, especially against D now that he knows your habits. But you do get the last hit off at least. D does not break the grab right here, it's a generic grab. Goes immediately into 4-4-3, you spin it away. Nice back 2-2. 3-1. Breaks the command grab, nice on D. Heat burst. Goes into mix up, I believe. This time you didn't break the command grab. Nice, staying on the ground. Though in this case, what I would have done instead is go into back 2-1 for the launch, or go for 3-2-1+2 for damage. If D would have ended up ducking, then you would get launched. Okay. Good job.
Round 2. Fight.
You should have at least attempted the fuzzy guard. You have to understand that Eddie only has very few ways to get in. 4-4-3 is one way that he can go for it, and he does it often. So this is a big tell that D likes to go for 4-4-3 to get in. So you should be at least attempting to fuzzy guard it, or at least trying to flash ducking if by chance he might go for his 4-4-3. You also need to stop doing this as well, your CD1. Whenever you have the opportunity to use it, just don't. Really. Against D, okay, fine, because D does not punish it. I feel like D has only managed to punish your CD1 one time, I believe, from watching all of the 10 sets that, or should I say all the sets in general. And he hasn't punished the CD1 with his down forward 3. But what I mean is that against other players that know the matchup, they will launch this. Good on D in this case. He ends up going for the punish with wall standing 2. Nice combo. Nice bait. Usually he likes to do down forward 2 and then try to bait into down forward 3. But he probably has the assumption that Moon now has some knowledge of how to beat down forward 3 with his launcher himself, because down forward 3 is negative 18, I believe, but it's more than minus 15. That's what I do know. Nice catch. Again, you need to stop this. You need to stop trying to go for that. 4-1+2 would have been the best option, even if you do waste a little bit of your heat. You did it there. Okay, he breaks the grab. You did it again. D does not punish you with the launcher. Nice. I would have at least went for CD1 there. That at that time, doing a CD1 would have been better. You did not go for the launch. Did you die? No, you didn't. D did not punish it. I don't understand why you're trying to back away here. Of course you have low health, but so does he.
Fight.
He could have punished it, but it was too slow. Another thing is that you're not respecting his frames as well. When he goes into 1-2 and you're trying to go for a bigger move, you should at least try to respect the frames. Nice catch on D. Nice. Side step 3+4. Okay, that's a nice catch, but you pull up with the last hit though. See right there. See, he likes to go for down forward 2 into down forward 3.
Round 4. Fight.
Another bad habit, going for up forward 2. Again, if he were to block this, you can get launched. You're also giving him too much respect as well by letting him go into stances. But at least you punish this with a launcher. This is not guaranteed, D, so you could actually escape this by sidestepping, or should I say not, side rolling. Nice, nice. Good stuff, D, okay. Still don't break the grab. Nice. Nice. I have actually done this myself a couple of times. Nice catch. But you didn't move forward. Whenever you do go and land your 4-1+2 into heat dash, always try to move forward a little bit in the case that you don't get down 2-2 to hit. Here I would flash. And if not that, if he does end up landing his down forward 2 against you and you block it, going for your jab is the best way to beat it. Unless he doesn't duck against you or crouch jab. Alright then, this is the next set. Moonsault Slayer does win this one, but I'll still use it to see exactly what D did incorrectly here, and what did Moonsault Slayer did better in this case. Alright, he decided to go for... was it 3 slide 4? Nice. I don't understand why D didn't punish this. This is not free. If you do 3-4 into Dragonfly stance, at most you are +4 or +5, but it doesn't mean that you're plus enough to you can do whatever you want. You can still get punished. In fact, it's very minus still in the case of the player that's getting hit by 3-4 and blocking it. You can just simply either one, sidewalk it, which most people won't do, or jab the Yoshi out, which is the best option. Nice. See, he went back to his habit of going to full crouch on forward 4 into wall standing 2-1. Again, this is very risky. If you're trying to catch the opponent into a launch, you might as well just do hop kick or hop knee in this case. Because if you do this, he launches you. But if you do hop knee, he can't launch you in return because you're -13. So the most he can do is down forward 1-3 for the best punish with Eddie. Of course, D didn't really optimize the combo right here. Nice. I don't know what happened there. Oh, what? I guess he wanted to go for kangaroo kick, but he messed up. Nice going.
Round 2. Fight.
And again, gotta watch out for your feet. You need to stop doing this as well, where you try to spin when nothing is happening. Again, right there, like you don't be afraid to just simply block, or just sidestep, or sidewalk. You don't always have to just rely on back 3 and back 4 to spin. You could have flashed right there. You see? In fact, you've done this before. But I don't know why you're not catching on to that. Like, you can just simply do that. That's still pretty good though. Not really good choice. You can just sidestep 4. I mean, yeah, you can do that as well if you delay it for the longest time. See? You still got him though. Pretty good. Just to mention, the reason why I say sidestep 1 is that, again, it's safe. It's a safe option you can go for. Even if he does end up blocking sidestep 1, you do lose your turn, but it's safe on block, so he can't punish you. You're not beating this with wall standing 1-2. Again, if he does this, you can punish it with the wall standing 1-2. But you still got him. Nice going on D. Nice. Okay, 4-4-3. And now you finally blocked it. Okay, this is kind of fine, seeing that he is pressured by everything that just happened. But still, I would not do this. You're just being silly at this point by doing that. Nice catch. He gets caught again by that, and for good reason, because he thought he was gonna go for a 3-1. But the problem is, if we go back, D does this, he blocks, and he goes for back 3 for whatever reason. I do not understand. Like, he wasn't attempting to duck the 3-1 if he was reading that he's gonna go for 3-1. So he just thought that maybe Moonsault Slayer was gonna do something else, which the only follow-ups that you have from 3 is 3-1 or 3-2-1+2, which is basically a mid, or a mid into a high, which is 3-1. But he doesn't even try to duck, he's trying to mash here. And you're being an asshole for that, to be honest. Like, I get it, you guys have beef, but keep it sportsman, I guess. That's just me.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, we skipped again very thoroughly to the other sets. So let's see exactly how well does D or Moon adapt. Okay, good going on D. Alright, it was a good choice in the case of Moon, but you know, you're being a little too greedy trying to go for the low. In this case, D ends up going for back one. Nice. Unfortunately, you missed. Nice going on D. Nice punish. Alright, he ended up side rolling away. Okay. Nah, he was a little late. He was a little late. Okay, this time you didn't go for the same setup, which is Kensho 3 into empty nothing, and then do another Kensho 3, or do maybe instead Kensho into back 2-1 to catch him with the launch. Nice heat burst. Alright, you get caught there, and yeah, to be honest, it's very much 50-50, because he can either decide to do several things. One, he can go for Power Crush, which if he does hit you with this, it grants him a free down forward 1 into 3. Or 2, he can just decide to go for 4-2 if you do press any buttons. And if not that, then like what he just did right now, he can go for the command grab, and since you're near the wall, he gets the wall splat. So really your best option, if you had read that he was going to go into the command grab, is simply duck, or maybe contest it with a jab.
Round 2. Fight.
Nice going. Oh, this time he actually starts using like his heat moves in a heat state. But bad choice. Probably doesn't really often use the heat moves with Eddie. Nice catch. Doesn't duck the 3-1. Doesn't duck it again. For one, I watched all the sets. D does not duck 3-1 until this one set that I'll showcase. This is the second to last set that I'll show. Nice. He's not respecting the Yoshi here, which for good reason. Moon is not really interrupting him. He can go for down forward 1 into 2 to beat it. Again, that's not a true combo. Nice. Does he get caught? Nope. What the frick? What just happened? I think he maybe tried to go for down 2, but misinput it. Still got the win.
Round 3. Fight.
Again, like this is obvious. He's gonna go for 4-4-3. Nice catch. Again, doesn't duck the 3-1. In this case, in the follow-up, it could be anything really. But if he makes the read that you're gonna go for that, then you can simply duck all that. Does it again. Doesn't respect D here. Alright, catches him. Let's see what he's gonna do. Nice. Nice catch. He got caught by Flash. I believe he's attempting to go into 4-4-3 again.
Fight.
Got him. Good. Breaks it. Does not launch a CD1. So even throughout all the sets, he still hasn't learned that you can launch CD1. I am 100% sure that they don't have the entire like crew muted, because mind you, this entire beef set that they're doing, they're being watched by different other players, right? Some that are either people that are still competing online, or either in tournaments, or other creators that do videos on Tekken 8. And I'm pretty sure they're calling out the moments that they're playing that they're not actually launching. So I do not know whether or not if they're listening to them, so in order for them to not be distracted, or they are listening to them and they're still not taking their advice as this is all happening. Nice mix. Nice mix. I would have went for 4-1+2 right there. Nice homing. Doesn't duck it. Nice low parry. That's fine. Okay. Right. Nice. Nice. Good stuff. Okay, so he did 3-2 instead of going 3-1, baiting out to see whether or not he was gonna duck, and he doesn't, because to be honest, Moon, if he's not ducking 3-1, there's no reason to even bother going for 3-2-1+2 if he's never going to adapt to that. So just going for 3-1 is the best option. But now he gets caught by 3-1. Gets okay, you do it again. Again, you don't need to. He's not ducking the 3-1. But you didn't break the grab, and you didn't understand. Okay, so again, I don't know if Moon watched the video, the last video that I made, which he probably hasn't. Again, if you're somebody who's watching this right now, anybody else besides Moon, if you get caught by that particular generic grab and you try to get up with any attack besides either just simply standing up and blocking, or if you think you have the timing and execution to do an instant while standing 4, do not press any buttons. You will be launched. Nice going with D's case here.
Final round. Fight.
This is a very bad choice. Why would you go for up 3+4? This is sick. If you don't know this, Kencho does have a little bit of a crouching status when he moves forward while he's moving with Kencho stance. It's very tight opening to really make it work when somebody's using a high, and it's really hard to make it really like consistently work for yourself during a match. So when it does happen, it's always a surprise, at least in my case. Doesn't interrupt it. Nice. Gets caught by Hate Smash. I still don't understand why D doesn't use other moves besides immediately using up his heat. And then instead of, like, let's say going into this, see, he doesn't use up all the heat. And then if he wants to use it, he can. But just don't immediately use all of your heat. You still have one other move you can use with cross-circle forward 4. And if he blocks it, you're +9, and you can then mix up whenever you want with whatever you want. Tries to press buttons, gets caught. Nice interrupt. Nice going on D's case here. Alright, this is the very last set that they end up having. It's unfortunate, because there's a lot of mistakes that Moon does here, but again, this is very much in this case that he does not know the matchup, even though that D's case also doesn't know a few things about Yoshimitsu, and that's why he's not interrupting things, he's not punishing accordingly half the time, and he's not ducking 3-1 when Moon spams it against him. So there's a lot of things that he's not doing correctly, but I will be saying that Moon here really needs to work on a lot of things. So I'm gonna mention exactly what's gonna happen. Okay, so he gets greedy, goes into Kencho stance. Doing this from round start without even just giving a tell as to what D is going to be doing is a big risk. And that's going on D. And unfortunate, the wall at the angle messed up the Oki. I like this D doing stuff like that with the stance mix-ups. Catches the spin, and again doesn't learn from his mistake. Like, again, if he does the generic grab and that happens, you're put down, face down, knocked down. Don't get up with any attack unless you're going to be doing instant while standing forward if you know how to time it. Just stand up immediately and just block, and you can launch right afterwards if he's going to go for down forward 3. Nice going on D.
Fight.
Doesn't duck it. Goes into heat burst. Good stuff. It's gonna get a lot of health back. Nice. What next? He was probably trying to improvise to what he's trying to go for. I probably would have gone for down 2, and I think the follow-up is 3. I don't know if it would have worked though. Oh, it does work. At least by doing down 2-3, you can then get some Oki going. Nice catch. I would have continued going into the flea steps. Again, he's not ducking 3-1. Nice. Mix. Plus. Tail sweep. Okay, good. Another 4-4-3. Okay, all of this can be interrupted. You can flash it. Or as you saw, if you know the string, the second hit is a high. The last hit, the third one, is still a mid. So you can't really do much of right there. He ended up instant ducking right there. That's pretty cool. And here, this is another problem. Moon does not interrupt whenever D goes into stance on block, because he's not plus when he's doing that. You can just do down forward 1, or do that instead, or he can go into the final hit and get the bound if he wants to. Nice catch. Doesn't even like try to go into anything. Okay, good. He could have just won for down forward 1. Very, very big risk. I would never do this at this low health. But it worked for Moon, so it's whatever.
Fight.
Nice, nice. Good mix. Again, wouldn't really do that. I noticed that these two players often don't even step each other. They play very 2D. Again, very big risk. Nice mix. Nice miss. Ah, okay, can't even speak English. I would have went for either CD1 right there or hop knee. Oh, it didn't work. Shit. But if you move forward, it does. Or even just going for down 4-2. Again, if you're already escaping him, don't try to go for just back 2-2 or the same usual route that you tend to go. If you're that close, going for down 4-2, like I just showcased, or moving a little bit and doing hop knee. Nice going on D. Nice. Oh, it's not really fully optimized though, but still. Nice catch.
Round 4. Fight.
Nice mix. And again, let's go back actually. Why are you spinning? He should not be spinning. He's not doing anything. In fact, he's backpedaling as he did that. I didn't interrupt it. Big risk for Moon doing that. I thought for a second if I go for like the wall jump. Again, don't do whatever. I mean, D is not punishing with his down forward 3 anyways. And this surprised me the most. Because this is the first time that DeeAllTheWayGee manages to actually crouch to duck the 3-1. It's literally the only time that he manages to actually do this. It surprised me when he did it. But not fully optimized. Could have just went for a simple jab, one single jab, and then the combo would have worked to what he was trying to go for. Or either just go for wall standing 1-3. Nice. And then ends up killing himself.
You win.
Ninguém me segura.
But alright, so let's do the summary here. Biggest issue. Moon is not punishing accordingly. He is giving too much respect to the Eddie. He is oftentimes following his bad habits, because these are actually bad habits if you play Yoshi. Constantly going into spin, doing CD1 whenever he can. He's not really diversifying his mix-ups either, and when he does, it's, you know, very surprising that he's actually doing it during the matchup, but he's not really applying it often. He's not even going into flea stance. In fact, he's not even punishing Eddie doing 2-2 to even get the Kensho into 4-1+2. You can actually get that for free. If he decides to go into Power Crush, if he decides to go into any jabs or any interruptions, hell, even in a Rage Art would not beat it, because you can actually beat that if you're plus 15 when doing 2-2 into Kensho going into 4-1+2 to get the, you know, the flea stance that's plus 14 on block or on hit, and you can get a counter hit launch. So he doesn't do that move. He doesn't even do a 4-1-1 at all. Doesn't even incorporate it into mix-ups either, even if he tried, which he didn't at all. So these are a lot of things that he needs to incorporate, that he's not really utilizing a lot of Yoshimitsu's kit. Not that he needs to completely, when depending on the situation, but oftentimes if he's getting pressured, he's not utilizing these moves. He just defaults to the same thing, just spinning away and going into whatever kind of very similar mix-up or into CD1 to get the launch. So I feel like he needs to work on just adapting, and instead of following through with these habits, try to diversify your kit. Try using other stuff besides that. Try going into back 2 into Kensho. Try doing more instead of just putting into 3-1, going to 3-1. How about doing 3-slide 4? Which he does do in a couple of sets before, but then he just stops doing it. How about going to side step 1? You never even go for side step 1. Try going for side step 1 more often. You're not gonna kill yourself by doing it, because for one, it's safe on block. And if you get the counter hit, you get a launch. So try doing that more often as well. How about trying to go into Dragonfly Stems in the neutral to try to bait the opponent? That could be another way how to do it. Try to diversify your kit. That way you can bamboozle your opponent and actually make them make mistakes. So that's one thing that I will say. There's still much more I can add into, but I feel like giving too much information will just bloat Moonsault Slayer if he does see this video. And for those that are also watching this video as well, that are trying to like get my analysis, Dee's case is very simple. He has greatly improved from his first attempt set against Moon. Really pulled off how to really like apply Eddie's kit against Yoshi. He made a lot of good reads. In fact, there were sets where he will catch Moon going for his spins and actually wait when the spin ends or in the middle of the spins and go for a heat smash, which is really good on Dee's case to making that good read. But the one thing that I will say about Dee's case is that he is still not punishing a lot of the bigger moves that Yoshimitsu use. In the case of CD1, he could be launching Moonsault Slayer multiple times, but he's not doing it. You saw in the last set that he used CD1 multiple times, and instead of punishing with down forward 3, he goes for a simple 1-2 jab. So that's something that Dee also needs to work on in the matchup. Besides that, I will say that he understands a lot of what you can do against Yoshimitsu. That as well, I guess. There's a lot of other things that he's not really doing. Like, he's not taking the opportunity to when Moonsault Slayer spams 3-1, he's not ducking 3-1. He's not taking that as an opportunity to duck. Especially since he's often using it. He's not really going for 3-2, 1+2 to diversify his follow-up mix-up. It only does it like on the second set, or I think the third set that I showcased. But he only did it on that set, and I believe one other set that he did it before. But besides that, he only really spammed 3-1 against Dee. So he could have been punishing Moon whenever he attempted to go for 3-1 and ducking it and going into whatever punish to really get, you know, his damage going. Besides that, I will say that there really wasn't really much of anything else besides that D, in his case, was also playing very much the same way as the first attempt set that he did the last time, just with better improvements, better flow, more stance mix-up, and actually punishing some of the moves that oftentimes Moonsault Slayer will just immediately pivot to, like full crash on Fort 4, or go into Kencho 3, right? Into Wall Standing 2 to beat it with that. So that's good. And the one other thing I will say, whenever he gets caught by 3 slide 4, the kick that he double kick air kick that he does, it goes into Dragonfly stance. If you block it, you can interrupt it. You can just simply just punish it with a single jab. You don't have to do anything else. Moon can't really do much of anything right afterwards because it's on block. It's only on hit that he's super plus at plus 14 on hit, so he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to respect anything that you throw out. A jab, a crouch, anything. I mean, if you crouch and he does a high, then you catch him. But besides that, you can't just simply interrupt him. You don't have to respect him at that point if you end up blocking 3 slide 4. So there's that as well. So without further ado, I hope you guys like this analysis. Good goings on D's case. He really popped off, and I will say that this beef is actually more than serious. I thought that the beef was squashed, but it seems to me that DeeAllTheWayGee and Moonsault Slayer still has some online beef going, especially when you see the pop off that he goes off in the stream. I will be putting my Carlos stream into the description, so that way if you want to watch it yourselves, and then you can do your own analysis on the takes that I just did right here, or your own. So yeah, if you like the video, give the video a like or dislike if you want to, subscribe to see more of my shit, and of course, stay tuned, stay safe.